Hey journeys, where y'all been? It's Unique and I'm back with another video. So today I wanted to come and just share with y'all some of my experiences this year when I honestly felt like giving up. When I was very overwhelmed with anxiety, sadness, I managed to use a few steps and techniques to practically get myself out of that space. I just wanted to create space for those who may be going through something similar in this moment and you're just trying to figure out how you can move past what it is that you're feeling to regain a sense of joy, peace, and fulfillment, as well as happiness in your life. I went through a few periods this year actually where I was very sad. Things had been going on in my life that triggered me, that put me in a space where I essentially felt very challenged. There was also different tests and experiences that came my way that I feel like it was a mission to test how resilient and how strong and how optimistic I was willing to be during those times. In some of those moments, I completely lost my sense of happiness, joy, and peace. I lost my sense of self. The core of me was out of alignment. I know 2020 has been a very unique year for a lot of us. It's challenged us in ways that we've never been challenged before. It has had a huge impact on not only us as individuals, but it's had an effect on us as a collective. I feel like everything happens for a reason, and the way that things are going right now is just a predecessor to what it is to come. You are more than capable of coming out of the space in which you feel that you want to give up. It may not seem like it right now. You're probably thinking, this is too much, I can't bear it, I literally want to throw in the towel and say F this. If I could get through the things that I've been through in this year, there's no reason that you can't manage to get through whatever it is that's going on with you. I really had to look at certain situations and just challenge my perspective and see what past beliefs and experiences, what lens am I looking at this situation through, and does the lens that I have implemented in this situation serve me well? A lot of times we feel as if things are happening to go against us or things are happening to us, and one of the practical ways that I was able to personally change my perspective and how I saw those moments in my life that were unfavorable for me was to simply look at it and say, is this happening for me or is it happening to me? And the moment that I realized that everything that was happening for me, for my good, for my purpose, for this mission, for my growth, for my evolution, I was able to see those situations in a different light. Being able to change your perspective and the lens in which you see things that's happening, it is very key in order for you to manage and coming from a place where you feel like there's no more hope left and your faith has wavered at that point. So for me, changing my perspective was very key. Another thing that I would do to help myself come out of a place where I felt very low about my life was to count my blessings. And I had a good friend tell me to count my blessings, and in that moment I snapped back and I was just like, I only have one blessing, because at that point honestly I was miserable. And a lot of times when we get in miserable spaces, we tend to spew out more misery, and we spew that out on those who mean us well, our support system, our loved ones, and we may not do it intentionally. We're just in a funk of our lives and we don't feel good within ourselves. If you could just take 3 to 5 minutes every day to write down all of the things that you are grateful for and the many blessings that's in your life. So many of the things that bothers us, so many of the things that we worry about, we fear, we'll realize that there's so many other beautiful things and aspects that's happening in our lives, that's around us, and so many small things to be grateful for. There is no need to dwell on the negativity or things that's unfavorable. I personally write my gratitude down in a journal. The more gracious you are, the more abundant that you will be, and you'll start feeling that on the inside of you, and you'll realize that no, actually you are very fulfilled and you have a very, very good life, and the things that may be bothering you in this moment, they'll pass away, and all of those beautiful blessings that you counted, they'll still be there and they'll still remain the same. You don't want to live with any regrets because you didn't appreciate the things that you already had, even in those moments where you don't feel your best or you don't have a great outlook towards your life in the moment. Consider gratitude. That's very, very key as well. Of course, counting your blessings is really, really important, but one thing that I found that was very effective was going back to laughter. Laughter is so important. You may have heard the term laughter is food for the soul. What I would do to help improve my mood was to watch and listen to things that made me laugh, or speak to people that's in my life who have a great sense of humor. And you may think like, girl, I'm not trying to be laughing. You do not know what's going on with me right now. Laughing is the last thing that I can think about. But for real, even if in that moment you don't believe it, it will start to get infectious and you'll start to smile. And if you hear other people laughing and you see other people laughing, try to laugh through those times. Anytime I see a baby, I start smiling. So think about what is it for you that you can reach for that brings you a sense of joy, that will make you laugh and make you smile in the midst of whatever may be going on with you. Another thing that's really key is having a consistent self-care routine in place to help you foster that care and love for yourself, to help you create sacred space for you to spend with you. No outsiders, no distractions, no extra, no fillers, just you and your space. Once you find what that looks like for you, being committed and devoted to allotting that space of time in your day. We all get the same 24 hours. It's how you spend your 24 hours that matters. And I know for a lot of us, we can get very consumed in our day-to-day, just regular 3D tasks of what it takes to have a living, make a living, what it takes to survive for a lot of people. When I started to get a consistent morning routine in place, for example, it started to form and develop into something very, very beautiful. I may have thoughts that come in my mind in those times when I'm with self, but I just treat those thoughts like clouds. It's so important not to allow your mind to overtake or get ahead of you. If you don't discipline your mind, you will continue to let it run until you reach a boiling point and you explode. A good self-care routine is so key because you're managing your own fire and you're not allowing your heart or your mind to overtake you and run beyond where it is that you are. A consistent self-care routine is so major and being able to get from a down space in your life, and just going hand in hand with having a consistent self-care routine. Do things that you love. Allot time and space to do things that you love. For me, that's my wellness. I am so passionate about wellness. Wellness literally makes me feel so good and amazing about myself. It also allows me to invest into me, and it makes me just feel better as a person overall. And when I say invest into yourself, you want it to be things that's tangible but also intangible things. What does investing in yourself look like for you personally? When you find it, keep consistent with it. Make sure you are returning to that and not letting things that are less ideal, negativity, or any of those things to present itself more often than what it is that you truly love and enjoy. I know a lot of people they're in professions and workspaces that they don't like. Circumstances being different for everybody, but some people just fear quitting. There's a negative stigma around quitting, but quitting can be so key in reaching a space where you have a fulfilled life, because of the simple fact that if you have the courage to quit, that opens up opportunities for you to be in a space that you actually truly love and enjoy to be in. And it also allows that position to open up for someone else who it better serves in that moment. Don't be selfish in holding on to things that you don't love, that you don't enjoy, out of this survival mindset, because you can move into a space where you live and you thrive and you no longer have to survive anymore. So that's why for me personally, I don't work full-time. Is because I would rather engage with my own self, with my own craft, my own creativity, put my time, my energy and resources into that, more so than I prefer to do so for someone else's dream. That's how I personally incorporate doing what I love and enjoy into my own life. And I find that like when I'm in a creative space, being that I am a creative being, that fulfills me. A lot of our environments are set up in a way that's not fulfilling to us, but it's up to us to create the reality that we want for ourselves. It's up to us to create a space of happiness, joy, peace, and fulfillment. It is up to us as individuals to create the reality that we want. We cannot blame external forces for the reason as to why we feel down, for the reason as to why we don't feel complete, as to why we feel empty. All of the answers that we need is inside each and every one of us. And though I gave y'all these practical ways in which I was able to lift myself out of a really dark place, sadness, anxiety, and just feeling really down on life, it all starts with you. I can tell you what I did and what worked for me, but you have to individualize it for yourself, for your own personal life and your own experiences, to find what it is that works for you. So it's gonna take a lot of time of you spending time with yourself, exploring those things. I believe in you. I believe that you can get there, and if you relate to this video, you are just one step closer to having a more positive existence, as well as being in a space where you feel happy again and positive about all that it is that's going well for you in your life. So I just wanted to come and give a little motivation and inspiration to those who may have needed it in this moment. I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this video and listening to my experiences and what it was that I had to say. I pray that it does find you well. Know that I'm thinking about you. I love you. Consider liking the video as well as subscribing if you feel led. And if you do subscribe, go ahead and turn on your post notifications. That way you can always be on the up and up as to the next time that I post. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video. Bye, journeys.